What's good, everybody? We gotta talk about this pay-per-view that just passed. Covington versus Masvidal. I know it's been already a couple weeks maybe, but I haven't talked about it. I had chosen Colby. Colby was my prediction for this fight. But every time the fight's about to come up, you start getting those doubts, like, damn, what if Masvidal catches him? Masvidal, you know what I'm saying? As soon as the fight gets closer and closer, the doubt starts creeping up, like, damn, like, what if Colby doesn't win, you know what I mean? Whatever. I chose Colby. I chose Colby. He won. And then, did I expect him to win in the fashion that he did? Yeah, that's pretty much what Colby does. I mean, Masvidal's washed up, to be honest, bro. At this point, Masvidal's washed up. He can't fight wrestlers because he's gonna lose every time. If he fights wrestlers, he's gonna lose every time. He fights a striker. It depends who it is. You know what I mean? But he'll make it a good fight. If it's a stand-up fight, he'll make it an entertaining fight. But, you know, he's pretty much washed up for the most part. He's already older. Colby's more in his prime. You know, he's a top fighter in the welterweight. He's probably, like, after Usman, he's probably the next best guy. But anyways, we see Masvidal pulls up on him at a restaurant. And, my initial reaction is, like, he did this after the fight, right? So they fight, he gets 50-44. After he gets 50-44, he proceeds to go sucker punch Colby. Now, to me, if you sucker punch Colby after he beats you for 5 rounds and he beats you 50-44, I don't think a sucker punch is gonna really, it doesn't do anything for me because he already beat you for 25 minutes. You know what I mean? If you would have done it maybe before the fight, you know what I mean? You would have caught him, you would have sucker punched him, whatever. Then okay, just because it's unknown who's the better fighter, it's unknown. He hasn't really done it. He hasn't really hurt you. He hasn't really done. So it's kind of alright, maybe, you know what I mean? But you did it after the fact that everybody knows. We all know that he could beat you. If you wouldn't have sucker punched him, we all know he would have beat you in the street as well. Alright, so don't think just because it's in the street you have any sort of advantage. No. The reason you sucker punched him is because you know you weren't gonna win that fight. You know you can't catch him one-on-one on the street. Anyway, because he was gonna fucking slam you on your neck. So yeah, I think the only reason I get why Masvidal did it is because we all look at it from an outside point of view. No one's in Masvidal's shoes. No one is looking at it from Masvidal's shoes, his actual shoes. Cause if you're Masvidal, people whatever he said, what he said, he didn't really talk about his kids. He just said he's like a deadbeat dad, whatever. But if he takes that personal, you're talking about his ex-wife, talking about whatever. Whatever Colby said, if he took it that personal, if he felt like that's enough to go sucker punch him, whatever. If he just feels like he needs to do that for his own good, he just needs to do it because he feels the need to do it because, he feels disrespected or whatever it is, then I get why Masvidal did it. Because it's if you feel like someone is disrespecting you, you feel like you got to do something about it, even though you already got beat in the cage. Then do it just for your own good. You know what I'm saying? For your own sake. If you feel like you need to do it, you do it. Whatever. But everyone's looking at it from an entertaining point of view, where it's you know what I'm saying? He's like, wait, why are you sucker punching him? Whatever. I mean, no one gets the feelings that Masvidal feels. No one gets to feel what he feels, or you know what I'm saying? Because no one feels the disrespect that he feels. But at the end of the day, it's no one. Masvidal probably feels better about it because he knows he got his little shots in at that sucker punch. But no one else besides maybe Masvidal, maybe his manager and super, super close family feels better about the situation, but nobody else looks at him differently because we all know he get beat. You know what I mean? But yeah, like he and then Colby pressed charges, so you know what I mean? It's whatever though. Like, do I think he should have pressed charges? I mean, not everybody lives by the street code, bro. Not everybody lives by Masvidal's whatever, whoever. You know what I mean? If you're a normal civilian, which Colby probably tries, if he's not in the octagon, if fighting is just a sport to him, and he's a normal civilian outside of the cage, you can't really say like, don't call the cops, because any other civilian would call the cops and press charges. You know what I mean? Because you just got fucking assaulted, whatever. You only got sucker punched. You know, you can't depend on everybody to just be like, I'm not gonna press charges. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's gonna do that. But you know, like we saw Leon. We know Leon is more of a street dude. We know he didn't press charges. You know, there's a lot of people that some do, some don't. It's just you can't depend on somebody not to do it just because they're a UFC fighter. You know what I mean? You know, we all know Colby's all about the law. He's always talking about law enforcement. Imagine Colby talking about law enforcement, this and that. And then now that he needs law enforcement, now he's just going to tell him, you know what, I'm just going to not press charges. Like, he just lives by a different set of rules, bro. But yeah, like, that's what I got to say about that. Another thing we got to talk about is Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. Yo, Khamzat's a fucking... I was rewatching his fight with Jing Liang, I think that's his name. This dude's a monster, bro. This dude's a fucking monster. And this dude's like a plus. I mean, he's like a minus, big ass minus, like in the odds. I'm like, bro, that's Gilbert Burns. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, Gilbert Burns like a plus 300 something. That's crazy to me. Like, that fight, to me, there's no way he finishes Gilbert in the first round. There's no way. There's really no way he finishes Gilbert in the first round. I feel like this fight should be competitive to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way this fight should go like Khamzat versus Jing Liang. No way it goes like Khamzat versus Gerald Meerschaert, whatever his name is. You know, like, this fight should not go like any of Khamzat's past fights in the UFC. Because if it does, first of all, it's not even a bad look for Gilbert. It's just a fucking great look for fucking Khamzat. Because we already know Gilbert's already proven. We know he's a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? We know he can beat top guys. So getting beat by Khamzat basically means this was a fucking animal. This was a fucking savage. It doesn't really mean Gilbert's really trash. It just means this was a fucking monster. But yeah, do I think Khamzat's gonna win? I do think Khamzat's gonna win. It's gonna be a good fight. I expect it to be a good fight. It's a 3-round fight. I expect it to be. I think it depends how they're gonna come out, cause it depends how they come out. But I expect it, if it's a finish, maybe in the 3rd round. I don't think Gilbert should get finished first or 2nd round. You know what I mean? He shouldn't get finished. I just wish it was a 5-round fight, man. But to be honest, I could see Khamzat getting a finish in the 3rd or late 2nd, maybe. It just really depends, because we saw Gilbert when he fought Usman. He came in the 1st rounds. His striking was looking real fast, real power, nice power. But he started slowing down. He started slowing down pretty fast, and then he got finished in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think it was the 3rd, but yeah, if he comes out hot like that against Khamzat, which I don't think, because I don't think he wants to get taken down. Even though he is good off, he has good jiu-jitsu, whatever. And he said he was practicing with some Russian guys. He said he was his grappling, I think. He was learning some tricks from some Russian dudes that used to train with Khamzat. Is that enough to beat Khamzat? I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, I would say I'm taking Khamzat for sure. There's no way I'm taking anybody against Khamzat. But yeah, the fight to make right now is Khamzat versus Usman. Obviously not right now, but you know, if he's able to continue what he's doing against Gilbert, they might give him a title shot. They might give him one more. But yeah, Khamzat versus Usman, that's tough. That's tough. You know what I mean? We got to see how he looks against Gilbert, and then I think it'll make that prediction a little easier. But yeah, I think that was about it. Anything else about matches on Colby? Let me see. I think that's it. I mean, Masvidal don't really. His next fight. I'm talking about who can he fight? Who's like he's probably like somewhere like in the bottom of the ranking, somewhere like 8 maybe, somewhere on there. Wonderboy was calling him out. I mean, Masvidal hasn't got a win since who? Since Diaz. He's fought for Usman twice. He lost to Colby. Was that it? That's 3 fights in a row that he lost. If you fight Wonderboy, I'm going to just be honest. I don't think he's beating Wonderboy. He already lost to him once, and I do not think he'll beat him. Don't beat him now, because everybody that beats Wonderboy is straight just wrestling him. So, yeah, I don't think that's a great matchup for him. I think he does need a win right now, so I think he should be looking for like someone that's a striker, that's not gonna take him down, and someone that he knows he has a shot with. So you know, maybe like a Connor, a Diaz. I gotta look at the division right now. I don't really know who's at the bottom, but you know, he definitely wants to see a striker next. Colby, who could Colby get next? He just beat Masvidal, so he has to be the top guy. He has to fight one of these top dudes, unless he wants Poirier. But I don't know, Poirier, if he goes up to 170, I don't know if he wants to do that, because does Makhachev have a fight right now? If Makhachev don't got a fight, they're probably gonna put Dustin against Makhachev, and I think Dustin would probably rather fight Colby than Makhachev. But yeah, Colby could really fight anybody. It don't really matter. I don't really know what the division looks like. I can't really think of the guys on the top of my head. I'm pretty sure I don't. The guys I can think of on the top of my head are booked, like Gilbert. Edwards gonna fight Usman. Who else is at the top? I don't even remember. But yeah, bro, I think that should be it. I just gotta get that on my chest real quick. There's gonna be another pay-per-view. There's gonna be a crazy one. Khamzat versus Burns. Jan versus Sterling. That's gonna be dope. And then Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie. I don't really like the order of that, because I feel like I want to see Khamzat the most. Then I want to see Jan versus Sterling. And then like I don't really care about Volkanovski versus Zombie. You know, I feel like it should be the other way around. But I get it. It's a title fight, so whatever. But yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.